everybody. It's good to be back for today, and we'll be reading this one, I suppose, our next one for this week. It's called Be Free. It looks very nice. I see you carrying around a bunch of burdens, guilt over something you said or did, anger at a friend's betrayal, sadness at a disappointment. I did not create you to walk around with such heavy loads. They pull you down and make you stumble. When you are carrying so much weight, you are much more likely to fall. When you are hauling around guilt and anger, you are much more likely to sin by doing or saying something you shouldn't. I want you to give all your burdens to me. Just hand them over and don't look back. That's why I died on the cross, to free you from your burdens. Let me sweep them away with my forgiveness. Let me set you free. Wow, this is very sweet, I must say. Man, this is a good one too. This week has pretty nice messages with it. I'm glad about that. Now, there's a lot to unload with this one. Guilt and burdens are very heavy indeed, and many of us know that as well. The thing about it is, God is especially important, especially for people who, like this said, struggle a lot with, finding peace, because, maybe like if you have guilt over maybe even one of the things the book described, or like maybe an addiction where, if you feel guilt over doing something bad like an addiction, it piles over you over time, because it makes you feel worse and worse. And because, if this addiction was already kind of an escape for you, you'll just go right back to it whenever you feel bad. And so it just it gets you stuck in a really bad rut. And, there's a time when you just have to cut it out, because, if you find yourself needing more and more intensity, like with, often described with something like a drug, it just, it's pretty awful, actually. And that's why it's important to stop as soon as you can. And, especially when you're trying to seek God. And then that's just what it made me think of when it said that, feeling bad about stuff makes you even more prone to doing more things in the future. It just gets you really stuck. And even what it said about how we're not designed to haul such heavy loads on our backs and shoulders, metaphorically speaking. It just, especially because you have like hormones like cortisol, which is released during the body's stress response. And it was meant to only be released in just brief spans of time if there was an actual threat in your way. But especially with how we live now, when we have so much pin up for such a long time, it really wears down our systems, and it makes us feel worse and have more health issues too, like heart problems or many others. So I really appreciate this one. It well detailed a lot of troubling burdens and the things we can do to help lift the weight, like with God. So it got across the point pretty well, and I'm glad you guys stayed to listen. So thanks, guys. I know this is a theme we've discussed before, but it's a pretty important one. especially, when you're young and you do a bunch of stupid stuff, and then, especially for some people, it can just weigh on you sometimes for the rest of your life. And it's important that we reach out to some of these people before it becomes a lifelong issue. So, thanks, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. So, wait for those videos, and I'll be right back. See ya.